Hi everybody and welcome to Fun Fossil Friday. My name is Dani and you might recognize me as one of the educators at the Arizona Museum of Natural History. In addition to working as an educator, I'm also a specialized type of scientist called an anthropologist. An anthropologist is, well, in its most general terms, concerned with the study of humans. There are various subdisciplines of anthropology. The one that I specialized in is something called paleoanthropology. It's concerned with the fossil record of humans, non-human primates, their evolutionary relationships to each other, and how they interacted with past environments. With that being said, I thought a great place to start with today's video is, well, what makes a primate? Before we get started though, I thought it would be fun to begin by playing a little game. So for this game, we have to improvise a little bit because, as you might be able to tell, we're not at the Arizona Museum of Natural History right now. You guys are actually inside the living room of my house. So what I've decided to do is take a couple of different photos of the area where I have hidden a series of different primates or primate representatives. I want to see just how many you can count. What I really wanted to emphasize in this game, with the small improv sample that I had, was just really how diverse the primate order is. Now, depending on which scientists are doing the classification, there are potentially hundreds of different primate species. Now, what's particularly interesting is how they differ. They differ in things like size and shape, where they live, habitat, diet, locomotion, or how they're moving, and even things like social organization. What you might find particularly interesting is that scientists that are interested in biology and things like evolutionary relationships are not as interested in the differences between primates as they are in similarities. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. What are the specific features or characters that define a primate? Let's focus on shared characters of the primate skull. Although there are other physical characters found in soft tissues and the skeleton, they don't often preserve as well in the fossil record due to preservational bias. Characters of the primate skull include a shortened snout, several different types of teeth, forward-facing eye orbits for stereoscopic vision, a large brain case, and the presence of a post-orbital bar. Hi everybody! I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in for today's episode of Fun Fossil Friday. I really hope you enjoyed. Before I go, I really just wanted to leave you guys with a suggestion for activities that you can do at home to keep on the learning. And they kind of tie into some of the concepts that we learned today about taxonomy and classification. Please keep in mind that these are just suggestions. Feel free to substitute and use whatever you guys have in your own house. With that being said, I will see you next time. Take care and goodbye. In biology, the classification or taxonomy of organisms is very important. To classify them, scientists focus on similarities or shared characteristics. These can be molecular or physical similarities. We are going to do an activity today to illustrate classification processes using physical characteristics and explore some of the difficulties they pose using socks. Some characters are more obvious and meaningful in classification than others, like these perfectly matched socks. Other characters are less obvious and more difficult to identify. For example, how could we organize and classify all of these odd socks? By color, size, shape, or pattern? Scientists group organisms in different ways, and many disagree over which characters are the most important. This is why there are differences in how many recognized primate species there are, just like we spoke about in the beginning of the video. Go ahead and try this activity using an assortment of different items. I used socks, but feel free to use this as an inspiration for other items around the house. Take a picture and share it with us to show off your best classification skills.